Climate change is one of the emerging threats to environmental conservation and the economic development of the country. With the emerging oil activities in the region coupled with rapid population growth, there are worries that taming climate change without the law may not be easy.
We are witnessing tremendous changes as far as climate is concerned. Temperatures are rising, and it has knock-on effects on the natural resources of the country. So things like water are becoming less and less. Underground water is dwindling, and these are potentials for conflict. But it also has a direct impact on economic development. So we need to manage our environment so that the natural resources are conserved and preserved for future generations. Otherwise, the impact will be dire in terms of health, economic development, and social interaction.
It's against this backdrop that the Parliamentary Forum on Climate Change, together with the Minister of Water and Environment, conducted consultative meetings on the climate change bill across all regions in the country. The consultative meetings kicked off in the eastern region in Mbale district, where stakeholders were tasked to sensitize the public about the importance of the climate change bill.
Our people, the importance of these wetlands, the importance of this of forests. We also have to explain why we need to protect the river banks. Why we are insisting on 50 meters, sometimes we insist on 100 meters. And the problem we have is that most of the people who oppose some of these policies that the government is putting forward are the politicians. In fact, the most dangerous people, the people who are dangerous to the climate are the politicians. Yes, including me.
The State Minister for Water and Environment, Sam Cheptoris, challenged local leaders and members of parliament to sensitize the public on the dangers of destroying the ecosystem.
Even members of parliament were accusing government of not providing food to the people. I was saying that really what we should have done is to advise our people to avoid this kind of weather.
Human activities like deforestation, wetland encroachment, charcoal burning, industrialization are some of the activities that have caused more harm than good to the environment.
We are saying climate change is a global problem and a common concern to mankind, as well as one of the most critical challenges facing the international community today. And of course, we are not only looking at the international community, we have to look at our own nation. Climate change is threatening to undo decades of development efforts due to its negative impact on agriculture, health, environment, roads, and buildings. When you look at the food security perspective, but focusing at the globe or sub-Saharan Africa, you also look at our own region or our own country. We are vulnerable as a region, we are vulnerable as a country to these adverse effects of climate change.
Stakeholders, however, emphasized the need to have the climate change department elevated to either an authority or commission to ease its mandate of adaptation and mitigation of climate change.
I pray that the expedient that we put it into implementation, because the situation is not good. The population is very defiant when you talk about environment restoration. Other ministers, since some time back in the Paris, are saying usually directives, I hope that have been adhered. When you talk to our people about environment, especially wetlands, people don't want to listen to that. Actually, they turn very defiant and hostile to you who is mentioning about that one.
You will not do anything to change people's minds without including gender. We are the ones who do what? Who change? Who you know, even at this hour, you find men A man calling himself a man, he has no toilet. So me, I go there to tell them, you build a toilet. So you can imagine at that hour, at this time. So there must be a representative from Ministry of Gender.
Or bring my point that let us address the prevention measures. Let us try to create avenues as to how we can prevent than try to wait until the disasters happen.
It should be noted that 80% of Uganda's population depends on rain-fed agriculture that is equally prone to the impacts of climate variation. Landslides, drought, pests and diseases are all outcomes of climate change. However, dealing with the above, according to stakeholders, may not be easy without the law.
Enforcement officers believe in the Penal Code. So long as the law is not stated in the Penal Code Act and the penalties thereof, they don't regard such laws or penalties as important. So I'm wondering how we are going to make this one actually possible, because experience is already there.
Because you know, land in Uganda belongs to the people, and the people normally determine how they are going to use their land. If you take an example of Kasese, and you look at Mountain Rwenzori, which is being shared by the people of Kasese, and yet that one has a very big effect on the climate. And people have cut all the trees. They are using the land the way they want to use it, which should not be actually commensurate to agriculture to me. It should be planted with trees. But maybe people don't see the benefit of trees other than the crops. So, if we continue talking about climate change minus addressing that, then we are calling upon the aridity and at the same time the floods affecting the masses.
In the northern region, the consultative meetings took place in Gulu district, the region being one of those where human activities like charcoal burning is done. It's most likely to experience more effects of climate change compared to other regions. Stakeholders, however, argue that the available laws should be implemented.
We cannot effectively address, we cannot effectively negotiate, and we cannot effectively allocate resources when we are not backed by data, when we are not backed by law. We have a climate change policy in place, but we don't have a climate change law, which should give us a basis to negotiate even at the local, national, regional, and also international level.
All the projects will have aspects of the water, environment, and climate change. And we do not go by administrative boundaries. So if you take the example, for example, of the bulk water system that we want to put in place, the one, say, coming from Isinjiro, it will take care of not just Isinjiro, but going to Mbarara and beyond. And along the way, we also want to address the issues of environment, the issues of water resources management.
In the western region, however, the meeting was held in Mbarara, where stakeholders dialogued on the issue.
Can we amend the existing bills to take care of climate change and be able to ensure compliance to international resolutions and conventions? And at the end of the day, just have one forum that is proposing at this level. Maybe we have it at national level to coordinate all of us, different agencies and different departments involved in climate change.
What I know, that our environment is being degraded because we don't have that culture of conserving environment. So if this culture really is taken back to the schools and students grow when they are knowing they have to conserve environment, I think it's very important.
Minister Mary Chitutu was dismayed on the rate at which the environment has been destroyed by human activities as local leaders look on.
Stop burning. Why are you burning yourselves? You are already in the cattle corridor. You have no water. You are warming fastest. Then you are bringing wet that you are burning every day. Please stop these bad habits. Environment is one of the sectors which can bring the economy of the country to its knees if we don't really handle it. So we are Ministry of Water and Environment, so we are the Ministry of Life. Take us very seriously.
Stakeholders blamed some high-profile persons for being part and partial to the environmental degradation in the region.
I went to Tongamo, Isindro, Rukunjiri, Bushenyi, which never used to drive, then Chuhura. We are all affected. And yet, our river is drying.
For the case of Uganda, as one of the most vulnerable countries to the impacts of climate change, what is more important is to build our adaptive capacity. How can we respond, for example, to the extremes of what we hear now, like the prolonged droughts?
Minister Chitutu, however, noted that the issue will soon end, as a total of about 360 titles are lined up for cancellation. The titles in question are those that were acquired after the 1995 Constitution.
All central forest reserves and all wetlands are protected under the law. So anybody holding a title after 1995 for the central forest reserves, any title in the central forest reserves is in fact has already been cancelled. And now for the wetlands, any title that was issued after 1995 is going to be cancelled. That is in the law. That is against the law because wetlands are protected under the state. They are for everybody. They are protected in the interest of all Ugandans.
In the central region, the consultative meeting was held in Mukono district, where stakeholders gave their views on how the bill should be handled.
If we know the extent to which climate change is causing problems in this country, we would have given it a very good priority. You are going to hear words like mainstreaming. Mainstreaming in Uganda is a relegation of your responsibility. You don't want it. Two, you go. We must also learn from our previous failures. We have so many good documents, but we don't have them working. What special thing are we now going to integrate into this bill that will help us function?
There is nothing that is talked about animal husbandry. And we are all informed technically that the major contributor of greenhouse gas is cow dung from livestock. So if that one must be brought on board, how are we going to handle the case of cow dung?
Other laws has been in place, but sometimes the problem is enforcement. That's why we, the members of parliament, who are on the forum of climate change, are going to advocate for more funding so that we can have sensitization first. Because laws are already in place, but people are not aware of the benefits of why they should pay all their attention to good environment.
Commissioner, Ministry of Water and Environment, Chebet Maikut, noted that the draft bill is seeing light as stakeholders vow to embrace it.
In stronger views, to have a strong coordinating institutional arrangement for overall coordination on the response of climate change, as well as an institution strong enough to deal with aspects of setting up standards and other regulatory frameworks, and as well as also providing for enforcement measures.
Looking at the approval of some programs and also penalties to those who will work against the bill or the law. So we see positive response. People are welcoming the idea, and further consultations will be going on.
The consultative meeting ended in Kampala, where members agreed to take on the bill.
This has today opened up our minds, as this bill will be coming on the floor of Parliament maybe in 1, 2, 3 months' time. We would have already gathered more information that will enrich our debate.
Let's create this into a center of excellence. with more of technical capacity to deal with issues of climate change in the country. Let it be more of a scientific kind of group that is going to go around the country and advise communities and mitigate the impact of climate change, than just having it as a mere policy organ which cannot bite.
How shall we be able to ring fence that money so that it specifically comes and goes for issues to deal with climate change? Because we have a problem in this country. We have money being collected for the roads, road fund, but somebody else is controlling this money, and this money is not going specifically for the purpose for which it's meant. So
help us to go into practical actions on the ground. I think this is what we are talking about. How can we use the law to help us move into actions and move away from the rhetoric of having good policies, legal frameworks, but without actions? So as a ministry, we take note of your advice, and I believe the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, First Parliamentary Council, is going to revise the bill now, because we have read all the district local governments. The CSOs have made a submission in addition to the official consultations organized by the ministry. The non-state actors also organized some parallel consultations, and they have made a submission which reflects the summary of their views.
The draft climate change bill is expected to be presented to Parliament by October this year.